Welcome to the Ecomon Show with Southside Steve.
Yeah, come on. And I got to tell you, man, I'm just going to start putting it up there because I'm shameless now because we are not only not in corporate radio at the moment, we're not in independent radio at the moment. We are in the atmosphere. What do you call what we are in? Because I'm trying to explain it to my wife.
We're kind of in the cloud. You know, we're in the or as what would Larry Wax used to say, the interwebs.
We're in the interweb. We are in the interwebs, but we're not in the dark web, right? I don't want to be that guy.
No.
What goes on in the dark web? Is that where I put up, I show nudies or something?
No, even I haven't ever gone to the dark web.
You haven't?
There's plenty of nudies on the regular web, so I haven't had to venture to the dark web, but that sounds a little too scary for even us.
I feel like if you get on the dark web, they know where your signal is, and they come and they visit you.
No, that's the point. Is it's so invisible, like you're so incognito. It's not like going to a Google tab and opening an incognito that it doesn't track it. No, they can always track it. But I think on the dark web, if you do certain things, you're invisible. That's why you can do crazy stuff.
Oh. So, I mean, you could do some really weird stuff that I probably shouldn't mention. I got weird things going on in my head. I'm a guy, somebody said this to me, and I'm not trying to embarrass you or me here.
Okay, but you will.
That's not good.
No,
that's not good. That's something you say on Drink 6. Look, I ain't trying to embarrass you or me, but no. Somebody said to me, they go, man, you're really a good person. And, they see how I am with children and coaching. And, they see how I am in certain situations, or they might find out something nice I did for somebody. Or, there's a lot of compliments, where people go, hey, I was at a gig. You didn't have to. You stopped at my table and hung out with us and bought us a round of drinks. Or, you gave me tickets to something. I called you with a sob story and you wrote back. That kind of stuff. Stuff you just don't bring up because it sounds icky.
And you have people telling you this stuff that happened 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
It still that'll see you now and be like, oh God, hung out with you one time at Ballyhoo's. And you what?
I know. I don't know. There's a guy, and I don't want to embarrass him before I embarrass you or me. But he's got some kind of a birth defect, but his arms were like this.
Like cerebral palsy.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's up here. And he was grabbing things and picking things up at CVS. And I looked at him and said, hey, how you doing? He goes, you don't remember me, do you? I'm like, no. And he goes, well, I've got a device. And he goes, I drive for Uber, and I drove you about 12 years ago. And He goes, you were super kind, gave me a great tip, and you told me about your brother's camp. And you were just very, very cool. I figured you wouldn't remember me. I go, sorry, man, I don't. I said I'd probably, had a couple or whatever. He goes, no, but you didn't have to be that nice, and I knew who you were, and you were very concerned and appreciative of what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, man, I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, somebody like you, now here comes the embarrassing part. I worked with a guy, and I don't think he can get upset. No, Southside. You can't say hell on the radio. Rhubarb Jones. I hope I did him justice. Big country name back in the day. He and Moby. If you are watching this and you live in Atlanta, you know who I'm talking about. These are two guys that just did country for 20 years, opposite stations. Both had a little bit of weight on them, both good old boys, both in with the old school country, the Dolly Partons, the Alabama, those kind of people. But he did the Holy Roller thing. And man, when you would meet him out, you're like, ooh, you ain't that guy. You're a little edgy, or you'd hear stories. Hell, he's on his 5th marriage. That says a lot. But I never wanted to do it that way. I think I want people to think the worst of me. So when you meet me, you're like, wow. Okay.
You're a little more buttoned up than you sound on the radio. I've kind of found that to be true. Definitely when it comes to being super dad and a family man.
Yeah.
That's not
changed me a little
bit. That's not what's the old-fashioned Southside Steve was.
Where I'm telling you who I had sex with last night.
Yeah, you weren't even anywhere near being that.
No. Now I've learned from working with you, you're a freak in the bedroom. This is the part. I don't want to embarrass you, but you are a freak in the bedroom.
Well, maybe, so you're saying I'm a little more buttoned up on the radio, but outside I might be a little more freaky. Okay.
You're a numbers guy. What Jeff does for a living, for a company, he does the numbers, the money, has for like 25, 30 years. He'll take a pause back in the day and be like, that container's coming in. Yeah, that one's going to come in through Canada. Also, I'm tracking. I'll be in Savannah today to go ahead and pick up that shipment. We'll need to get this up. And if you look on the bottom, and I'm like, what are you doing? So I see how buttoned up you can be. And the way you come across, you wear blue jeans and dress shoes. But when you get naked, I think weird things happen.
Well, hopefully you'll never find out. But
All right, the last thing I'll close with is you have a fetish for smells.
yeah.
Am I embarrassing you? Is your mother watching this show?
That's pretty common knowledge. Although I did give my son, I saw him last night, dinner with him last night, and he was asking about the show. I had him subscribe.
Okay.
So this
Thank you. One more subscription.
It's not going to be like Fox FM where, I'll listen whenever you're on in the morning show. No, this is something people can hear on demand whenever they want. So, yes, I have to be a little more careful now.
Got to watch yourself. And here's the deal. The purpose of the Yeah Come On show, it is 4 hours of radio in 30 minutes unedited. We do not stop. If Jeff burps, if I have a problem and wet myself, we don't stop. This thing goes for 30 minutes until it's over, and it always ends on a song that we can't play in this segment because we won't get monetized. So, subscriptions, all you got to do is tell a friend, and hopefully that friend tells a friend. We just need you to subscribe. I don't know anything else out there like this. With 30 years of radio on my part, 20 on yours, and the fact that we can take a 4-hour show minus a lot of commercials and a ton of music and do it 30 minutes straight and give you everything you're looking for without stopping or taking a breather, that's pretty rock star, yeah. I think. I think we're onto something. This is what happens when you get fired a bunch. I've never been fired in my life till radio. God.
Well, it's really not firing. It's just kind of changes. It's kind of let go. It's not like you did anything bad to get fired. It's just kind of.
No, I was a valued employee. I think I was top employee even at Cumulus and, most beloved. I know that for a fact. And I didn't get a pizza party like everybody else. And I'm not bitter, but it's funny because it's a lot of flipping stations.
Yeah.
Alternative 96 Rock went away. I lost my gig right before that because they didn't want to sign a 3-year deal. They knew what they were doing. It became Alternative Radio, Project 961. And then the same thing with what we did at Rock 100.5 became 99X again. We took it from them. They took it back. And then we were just too expensive for independent radio.
Yeah. So it's stuff.
And I blame you. You just wanted so much.
I know. I was.
God, Jeff's like, I got to have more money. I drive a panty dropper. I've got to keep new tires on the race car. I can tell you right now, all this craziness is brought to you by Exit Wealth. We are coming to you live from the Exit Wealth studios. Exit Wealth is comprised of Ted Jenkins and Justin Farmer. Both are in the building right now as I do this show for you, waiting to hear from you. Just go to exitwealth.com. I can tell you right now, they've got me in one thing that brings me 16%. And in overall, I'm over 20. And for 7 months, I was at 22.5. That's pretty cool. That's way cool. In other words, they don't just invest and forget. They look at you every day. They want less than 100 main clients. You could be one of them. So why don't you give them a call or just go online? Exit Wealth. CMC. Well, Steve MZ brings you some really cool stories. First off, we have got a multi-millionaire in Georgia, and they live in Newnan.
I know. We talked about this on our radio show a couple months ago. The biggest winner in Georgia history won that almost $1 billion Powerball or mega jackpot back in November.
Crazy. So everybody's talking about it. You and I talked about it the second it happened. We talked about it for a couple reasons. Number one, I'm happy for you. There's not a jealous bone in my body. Jeff might have one femur of jealousy, and he's not jealous of individuals. He's just jealous of people that have made it, and he hasn't.
Well, it's not anyone specific. It's just the general being the hardest working man trying to get into show business, not really having any forward momentum. Except for the Yeah Come On show now. Hey, it's better than nothing. I'm starting somewhere.
Can't I pick them? No, right there with you, brother. Oh, so yeah, when I look at my articles and the things that I looked up at, this person does live in Newnan. They got $983 million.
I believe they bought the ticket at a Publix in Newnan.
In Publix, the same Publix that my cousin works at, Josh Rickman. Give you a shout out. Great dude. He's worked for Publix, and thank God Publix takes care of their baggers.
Yeah.
But this individual, I don't know if it's a man or a woman. I don't even know. Hell, it's probably a married. Can you imagine if it's somebody single? They're like, whoa! But no, it's probably a family, and the guy's got 9 kids. Who knows? But they're taking $453.6 million. They decided to take it all up front.
Yeah, cash option. That's about half.
That's it.
And then half in taxes. So you're walking away. They're walking away with 200-ish. Done. Tax free.
Tax free. It's all yours, baby. They won it November 14th. They have been silent until days ago. We now know that they came forward to the Georgia Lottery January 2nd. So here we are on a lovely hump day. I said it, hump day, Wednesday. And what's the date today? Today's the 7th. So 5 days ago, and now the press now knows the person is still anonymous.
Oh, they don't have but they're going to be released, or
I don't think so.
Oh, they just came forward that they had the winning ticket, so they haven't come out publicly on who they are.
Not at all. These are people. If you live in Noonan, try to get the scoop. Let us know.
Yeah.
Here's what you're looking for if you're in a neighborhood in Noonan. I think they might have quit their job, or maybe they faked it and they were just going places. But that you stop immediately, because the last thing you want to do is have an accident or get hurt at work. You're done working. The kids may or may not have been pulled out of public school and put in private if they have them. Don't think you would have seen a change in vehicle, because that would draw too much attention depending on where they live. If they live in a gated community, then yeah, they probably got a new vehicle and the first payment is not due until February. And that payment will probably be a payoff. But look for some clues, because what these people have done, if you win on November 14th, they're smart. They got an attorney. Probably got maybe some people around them that they trust. Not anybody they feel like they got to give money to, people that they will pay for their services. There's going to be a relocation guaranteed. You can't just fix up your split level if that's where you are and all of a sudden put an addition on it. You got to leave the neighborhood. Do they stay local or do they move? Do they have one or two homes right now? What are they planning? But they waited. So the fact that they waited, just know these are not dummies. They're not driving to Florida to buy a Corvette right off the bat.
No.
They're not. So congratulations to whoever that person is in Noonan. But, man, when you win on November 14th and you have 90 days and you come forward on January 2nd, you have done all your due diligence.
Yeah, so they're probably going to remain anonymous.
Forever.
Yeah.
We may never know who won it. May never know until they get to where they're going and then they've changed their name. I told you I'd go into witness protection.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like witness protection program.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Andy Cohen will not be back. I'm just going to just go straight into it. If you watch New Year's Eve, and Chloe Malas, who comes on this program, and I hope to have her on tomorrow, actually, she is the entertainment reporter for NBC and the Today Show. And she was able to be the girl on the street for Times Square 2 years ago. And then she goes up with Andy and Anderson and just kind of closes it up, the last like 2 or 3 minutes right before the ball drops, which is where they probably get in the most trouble. But the commentary throughout, Andy Cohen is too much of a loose cannon. CNN says the way that they're starting to do this, or the way they want to be seen, that they just don't want somebody in there that is totally, uncontrollable.
Well, he did a bit of a political rant. I don't know if he's done that before, but that's kind of the shtick. That's kind of what it kind of became a joke the first time they did it several years ago, Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen. Hey, they're having fun on CNN. Oh, wow, they're getting drunk on CNN. It was like a big deal. Then it kind of became a thing.
And we know they're both homosexuals, and that's great. They're out of the closet. I mean, my God, who cares who anybody is anymore? I just think it's funny. So you see that side come out.
Yeah.
Anderson Cooper's got a great little giggle. It's a girlish giggle, but you don't see that on CNN.
No, never did. So I don't know. I think Andy will be back. I think this might be just kind of a more publicity. You know me, I think everything that finds its way into Steve MZ is some sort of publicity stunt. So I think you will see the Andy and Anderson back next year.
You think they're coming back for sure? All right. Well, Amy Schumer is another one I want to bring up real quick. Amy, who left the United States, along with the Clooneys and several others, and she's getting a divorce. I think she's hard to deal with. Again, I've got to post up the pictures. She was in studio not once but twice. We both look younger, but she was on her way up. It could have been early 2000s.
Was it before her Comedy Central show, Inside Amy Schumer? It must have been before that.
It was before.
Yeah, so
Before. So it could have been. It
which
looks.
was a really funny show, by the way. Did you ever watch it? That's sketch comedy.
I haven't seen it.
It was really good.
I haven't seen it, but I loved her with Goldie Hawn in that movie where they
Oh.
play mother daughter. I think they're both. I think she's hilarious.
Yeah.
She's another one I don't want to hear her talk politics.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, maybe I need to dial it back a little. I'm a conservative, but I don't need to like live there and do that. But I just want safety for our nation. Look at me jumping in. But Amy hates the Trumper.
Yeah.
Hates everything that's going on. And looks like she's hard to deal with it. She's just gotten a divorce. She's putting on weight again. Not that matters. You got to love the inner soul. But it would matter to me. Would it matter to you?
No, I like a little meat on the bone. You know that.
Yeah, but how much?
Well, I mean, as long as there's curves,
Okay.
you know.
So once it becomes a ball, you're not in.
You're right. Yeah, that's
All
right.
right, so curves, no ball.
Right.
All right. Well, there you go. A little Steve MZ. Steve MZ brought to you today by David Markwell of Markwell Therapy. David is a incredible guy. This dude, obviously a counselor, obviously somebody that works with people with mental issues, but he also really helps with counseling when it comes to marriage. Before and after. He'll work you through it all, man. But he's a great guy. And what he's done, just because he's been on the radio with me for over 15 years, is I've seen his work and I know his two locations. Go to markwelltherapy.com. And if you can't get to his location right there in Marietta or Blue Ridge, he'll Zoom you. But we know that there's a lot of mental illness out there, and David is the best to handle that. I know for sure. I did pre-marriage counseling with him, and I've sent him several people. And, of course, I'm not allowed to know anything. I just know the outcome was great.
Mm-hmm.
How about what do we do next?
Oh, okay. Well, what's the website again?
Oh, you want me to say it one more time?
That's like the outro.
Oh, you like the outro that way?
That'd be my cue.
That's your cue.
Yeah,
Oh, so
because
you need a cue to
I need
hit
a
my
cue to
sounder.
get back into the show.
Okay.
Yeah, because we don't have a producer. I don't know if you've looked around here, but it's just us.
Hello? 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 Anyone there? Oh, Lordy. It's just me and you.
It's just me and you.
It is markwelltherapy.com. It is Ridgeline Counseling is the group, but go to David Markwell's email, Markwell. Did I say it right? MARKWELL therapy.com.
Oh, wait, so that's the wrong one.
Polydictainment.
I told you this was unedited. I like the unedited because there's no way anybody in their right mind wouldn't have edited that.
Yeah, we would.
crap out.
And back in the day, or just a few weeks ago, I would cut it up and make it perfect. But we want to do it live, like
radio.
Like radio. This is actually more like technically, this is more live than most radio.
Yeah,
Not to burst anyone's bubble.
I can tell you that I've been on shows that were 100% live, and I've been on scripted shows.
Yeah.
Christopher Root and the Wake Up Crew, sorry, there was a little script action there. Regular guys, good God. Nobody knew. Mics were always on, and it was crazy. Bailey and Southside, that dude is a hot mess. And, he never wanted to look bad or make a mistake. And
Right.
to me, that's not human.
No, that's why we have our live things that we're not going to edit out. So, Polydictainment, now that we've taken over Venezuela and the oil, they pretty much.
We haven't taken it over.
Well, no, we just seized some kind of tanker.
Well, we
so-
have to take the tankers.
Yeah.
Here's what we're doing. We're taking everything in and we're protecting it from all the bad people, and we're going to hold it until they get a democracy in place.
And then we're going to pay ourselves back whatever we invest.
Well, we should.
Well, I mean, that makes sense.
Militarily, I mean, you got to pay for the gas of the of all the boats, all the ships that went there. Think about it. I mean, that aircraft character's got to burn. I mean, what's the mileage on an aircraft character?
It's got to be $100,000 a second. I don't know.
Something crazy. So that's the stuff, they got to pay back. And
well-
they've got the money to do it.
Well, yes, they do. And so does Greenland. So Trump's talking up the whole let's make Greenland part of the USA. It's happening again. Yeah, he's bringing up the Greenland thing
I thought
again.
that they weren't into that.
No, they're not. It's a Denmark territory, which I just was reading about it. There's only 57,000 people that live in Greenland.
What is Greenland good for other than maybe some vacation? Cold, but obviously it's not icy.
Well, it's got rich earth, got big, beautiful materials, rare earth minerals, oil reserves, plus it's strategically close to Russia. So we've already had a presence there. We've already had bases there, not so much since World War II. But yeah, he's talking more about taking Greenland, making it part of the U.S., even if it requires some military action.
See, now I got to hear more about that. On the surface, I don't like it. I don't like anybody trying to take over anybody just because you're small. And, it's kind of like radio. 5 companies grabbed every radio station. And it was done, But what needs to happen is the small guy needs to be okay. Now, if the small guy, if you're cool with them, we could make a deal with Greenland, like, hey, let's do some deal where you're like a U.S. territory, maybe, and we protect you, like Puerto Rico or something along those lines. We protect you, but we don't. You're not a 51st state.
Yeah, that's it, right. It should be between Denmark and us to make a deal, and a lot of the people, the heads of NATO, the European alliance, are like, hey, this isn't going to fly. I mean, you guys need to work it out. You can't. This could threaten our affiliation with NATO, which a lot of people say we don't even need NATO anymore because that was formed after World War II to have the alliance against the Soviets. Well, that's no longer a threat.
No, it's no longer a threat. You don't need NATO anymore. I think NATO is one of those things that could go away. There's a lot of programs that should go away that existed for a reason, and they don't have that reason any longer. Yeah. So, good point. All right, Greenland, 51st state.
I don't think taking over by force is the answer. We got to make a big, beautiful deal. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, if we storm the beaches of Greenland, that's not going to look good. Coming up, little sports action. But before we get into it, I just want to thank our new sports guy who was on with us yesterday. That would be one Skipper. Skipper is the head of service at Regal Nissan, your service manager. And they service all Nissan. So whether you bought it there or not, it's just convenient, especially if you're on the north side. But hell, if you live in Atlanta, man, I would still make the drive because it's a straight shot right up 400. Get to Holcomb Bridge, exit 7. They're right off the interstate. They service anything Nissan. Ask for Skipper because he's going to give you the come on deal. Right now, $26 off a synthetic oil change, as well as you're going to get a percentage off no matter what you do. Just make sure you find Skipper or Miguel and say, yeah, come on. Come on! Sports. I'm asking for Coca-Cola to sponsor us. Not your regular Coke, your Zero, because I'm trying to back off the sugar.
Are you drinking coffee and Coke?
Yeah, man. Inside, I'm going. I'm redlining. You know when you feel like you're running 1,000 miles an hour, but you're sitting down? That's the way I feel right now.
Mm-hmm.
Feels funky. Sports is funky. Real funky. Matter of fact, I don't even know what to tell you about sports. I will go back in time for a second because I have figured out why the kicker. And you got to realize that the coach walked him off the field for the Baltimore Ravens. And, he's sitting there trying to be nice. Everybody's walking up to him. They know that he feels absolutely horrible. He did an interview that I may or may not air, but it would really be wasting your time. But he taught me something. He taught me the way a kicker speaks. He did a 20-minute interview, took on all questions about the kick, and they were some of the dumbest sports questions ever.
So just on the one kick that lost the game, the Steelers lost the game because of Tyler
Loop.
Tyler Loop.
Don't forget Loopy Loop.
He sat there answering questions for 20 minutes about this
just
kick.
missing a kick.
Oh, no.
I mean, anybody right now ought to give him the red badge of courage because let me tell you right now, I just looked him up. He comes up immediately. He has a fiance. I don't know if he still has a fiance. They lit her up on her socials. People knew about her. He's been kicking. He's only missed 3 kicks the entire year. He goes out there and missed one that he really, truly needed. He's 24 years old, and the guy answered the questions. And basically, this is kind of what it looked like. There he is taking the questions. And all the mics in his face afterwards, he said, you know what? I'm not going to run from it. I'm going to walk straight into it.
And good for him.
He said, I knew I was going to miss it when I hit it. He says he used kicker terms, hitting it thin. I've heard that before. I mean, I played soccer. But he said, I'm supposed to hit the ball in the 4th lace on my cleat. That's a solid kick. I knew I'd hit it at the toe to the 1st lace. I knew I hit it thin. And when you hit it thin, it causes the ball to go straight and then off to the right.
Mm-hmm. So he knew in a split second this ain't going in.
He said he knew the second he hit it. And he admitted that. So then he's sitting there talking about it. He's a rookie, first season. And he said, I hit it thin. Anybody that plays golf knows what it's like to hit it thin. You know what happens when you do that. You know what happens, with slicing. And he answered the question. Then they go deeper. And he's like, well, yes, I have a certain regiment. Yes, I have this. I have, this is what we do. So I looked. I know when he puts his hands up like this to start my run, because the ball will be there in a split second and be placed in a half a second. He's saying all this, and then my foot will hit it. Mm-hmm. So there's a rhythm. So he says he stays. The only thing he's watching is not the field goal. He's not watching. He's not watching the other team, the defense, or anything in the ball. He's watching the placeholder. And the second he sees the placeholder's hands go, which cues the guy to hike in a millisecond, he knows he's going to catch it, set it down, hit. Mm-hmm. And he said that's when he starts his 3-step run.
Wow.
So it's all rhythm.
Yeah.
And he said he said we just did not get it done.
It reminds me of throwing dice when playing craps, because if you play craps and you're throwing the dice, you don't want to roll a 7. And I swear, and it's a rhythm. You just got to be in a rhythm. And I know sometimes when I'm throwing and I feel something be off on my hand.
What?
I'm like, if I feel, it's going to be a 7.
You said be off.
No, like when something is off.
I thought you said something else.
Go
ahead. Okay.
But when I'm throwing the dice, there are sometimes when I'm throwing and when it leaves my hand, I feel something a little off. Like maybe throwing light, and bam, a 7 happens and I lose.
And then you lose.
So that happens in gambling too.
It's a 100% thing that happens in that as well.
It's all about rhythm.
It's 100% about rhythm. So John Harbaugh, who walked him back, also lost his job. So it was a lot of people in the NFL are like, look, you don't win, you don't get it done. And he gave him a Super Bowl, but he's out too after 18 seasons with the Baltimore Ravens. John Harbaugh, who had the decency to walk that kicker back, is out. Mm-hmm. So kind of bad. But I will tell you why the Steelers are in. My second favorite team. You got to have a second favorite team if you're listening, especially if your team doesn't win Super Bowls. Falcons don't. I always wanted a team to cheer for in the playoffs. It was the Steelers for me. No reason other than I've never met anybody from Pittsburgh I didn't like. But I now know why they won. The fix is in.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. 100%.
All right, here it is.
Rivers are that way. This way is where the end zone was, where the missed field goal happened by Tyler Loop. They're getting it all set now for getting the field ready. I want to show you what happened pregame at 6:15 local time. This is a priest who's spreading holy water in that end zone. The Catholic community in Pittsburgh is very strong, and its ties to the Steelers are everywhere. And that was shown on local news. Our crew got it. And down at that end zone, Tyler Luke misses the extra point, the field goal, I should say, and allows the Steelers to win.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't the smoothest commentary there, but basically nobody knew it but a priest. I don't think he got the other end zone. For some reason, prior to the game, he went to the end zone where the field goal was missed and put holy water.
Was he blessing the Steelers or the Ravens?
Of course. He's a priest for the Steelers. The game's in Pittsburgh. It's all about the Steelers. But I can tell you right now, it worked when Loop missed the field goal. And keep in mind, Loop missing that field goal, for anybody that's going after his fiance, I'm looking at the poor pictures of her, it's one of those things that you still don't know that what was going to happen, because the field goal would have tied it. They would have gone into overtime.
Yeah. So technically, he didn't lose the game. It just stopped it.
He stopped it.
There could have been a chance.
It could have been a chance. Had he hit it, then they go into overtime, and nobody knows what would have happened in overtime. But
the heat would have been off him.
Oh yeah.
But we wouldn't even know his name. I wouldn't know his name. I don't follow the NFL very much, but now I'll never forget Tyler
Loop.
I
can't get Loop out of my head. But hey, that's sports. God bless the priest, and God bless God and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I can tell you right now, special thanks to Exit Wealth once again. That is Ted Jenkins and Justin Farmer. Yeah, you remember him on Channel 2. Ted Jenkins, you remember from radio if you listened in Atlanta with Oxygen Financial. Well, now he's got Exit Wealth, and he is a rock star. And I can tell you that these are the Exit Wealth Studios. Jeff, just pan on yourself. Look at the logo. It looks good. Just lean over and look at that. Exit Wealth Studio. Right here, it is the Yeah Come On show, and it's time now for the show to end, but we always leave icing off the cake for you. It's track 13, something that we love. We can't play it on the show, but you can click on it the second this ends. And we always give you some background about this deep cut that should have been played more on the radio, but wasn't.
Yeah, so I picked out a track 13, something that I've been listening to just recently. It's kind of psychedelic.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
All right, I'm picking tomorrow.
You can pick.
I've got a great pick for tomorrow.
Here's the thing. We're doing this live. We didn't even discuss it before.
No, we didn't. I just knew you had something because you would have said something to me before the show started.
Yeah,
And you know, I got something. Let me just tell you what I got since you're just...
No, I'm ready. Save it for tomorrow. I've already got mine queued up with the Doc of Rock
I'm not going to
knowledge.
change it. I'm just going to tease it.
Okay.
I've got a deep cut on Def Leppard.
Okay, well, I know that's your second favorite band. So, okay. Perfect. Deep cut Def Leppard for tomorrow's track 13. Of course, you can always listen to the songs we talk about in the description, the links there. So today...
So the description's the description of the show. You put the link, all they got to do is press it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and it's all legit. It's a YouTube link, so I think YouTube likes it.
And obviously, I know what to do because I've done it. I'm just saying it's simple form for the one guy that's going, where's the song?
Yeah.
Where is it?
It is in the description to this episode. Todd Rundgren.
Oh, I know. I like Todd Rundgren. He's from my college days at 88.5 at Georgia State.
Yeah, he was kind of, I don't want to say alternative, but he was really, mainstream producer. Like he produced Grand Funk Railroad. And then of course he did his solo stuff. I think he had a band for a while. I forgot what it was called, but he was in a band called Utopia. But then of course he was known as Todd Rundgren solo. And he covered a song by the Yardbirds called Happenings 10 years time ago.
Yardbirds would be, don't tell me it's with Eric Clapton. Was he in it?
I think he may have done some time in there. It was Jeff Beck, Jimmy Page.
I knew
was
Peck
in the
and
Yardbirds
Page.
for a while.
Yeah.
Eric Clapton was too for a while.
Yeah.
All the great British guitar players at some point played in the Yardbirds.
Hey, you want to be in the Yardbirds? Come on by with your guitar. We'll do a song together.
So it's kind
Me and you.
It's kind of a psychedelic tune, and Todd Rundgren covered it in the 70s. Happenings 10 years time ago, track 13 on the Come On Show.